Hello, denizens of the internet, and welcome to How I Would Amend. In this series, we're going to visit some forms of media, games, movies, what have you, that aren't necessarily bad. They're good, they're okay, but the disappointment comes from the fact that there was something great there that was just completely missed. So what we're operating with, we're not changing the narrative entirely. The plot overall remains relatively the same. We're operating within the confines of the plot to amend it, to make it better, to make it, to bring it to the potential that it could have reached. Example, I can amend the details of The Last Jedi to make it a better movie. However, The Rise of Skywalker needs a complete and utter top to bottom rewrite. So for today's property that we're visiting, Ninja Gaiden 4. Overall, the game, I don't think it's a bad game, but there were so many missed opportunities that could have made the game overall better, barring the technical side of things, you know, glitches, mechanics, certain bosses that shan't be named. But in terms of plot, now anyone who's familiar with the Ninja Gaiden series is already knows that story has never been a strong suit for the Ninja Gaiden series. The action's where it's at. If you care about the lore, cool, but let's be honest, we're here for the high octane, fast paced, visceral gameplay. But even then, it still had a plot. You know, the thing that drives you from getting from point A to point B. And up until now, with 3 is kind of a sensitive area, but neither here nor there. But up until now, it's been pretty straightforward, pretty consistent in terms of characters. But personally, I felt that Ninja Gaiden 4, in terms of its plot, overarching story, dropped the ball. So we're gonna fix it. First things first. Scrap Yakumo. Hey, whoa. Shut up. Hear me out, shut up. Pitchforks down. Tomatoes down. Torches down. Picture of Elizabeth Taylor, it's Cleopatra? Whatever, just settle down. Good Lord. Hear me out. God damn it. Like I was saying, damn it, scrap Yakumo for now. Scrap him for now. We're gonna keep the overall plot of Ninja Gaiden 4 the same. So, Sky City Tokyo setting, the area's getting corrupted, and there has to be a way to end the Dark Dragon once and for all. So, Sayori will still be there. You can scrap the Raven clan, and the relative structure of the game remains the same. Meaning it still will be dual protagonists. But we're gonna bump up how involved Ryu is, because he will still be the main protagonist of Ninja Gaiden 4. But instead of Yakumo, we're going to introduce Hayate. Now, for those who is unfamiliar with the Ninja Gaiden series and the Dead or Alive series, Hayate is Ryu's best friend. And if we call Ryu the super ninja, then Hayate, by its literal definition, is a super ninja. But I guess into the Dead or Alive lore. In the Ninja Gaiden series, we have other characters that have appeared in the series, Ayane and Kazumi in particular. Both these two characters are Hayate's sisters. And there's a whole deep lore between Hayate and Kazumi, but we'll explore that another time or later on. So, we already had 2 people related to Hayate that has appeared in the series, but yet somehow, Hayate has never once appeared. He's mentioned briefly in Ninja Gaiden 3, but he's never once appeared. And to an extent, it makes sense. So just to get some background on Hayate, he is a leader of the ninja, of his own several ninja clan. I had to recharge my microphone. They died, but I guess that's a blessing in disguise because it allowed me a little bit of time to refresh myself a little bit on Hayate's background. But this has been the most annoying recording process because this is now the third time I am re-recording this later segment of this video. Because the original video, while not perfect, it got all the points I wanted to get. And then the first time I missed the points. The second time my storage was almost up. And then I cleared the storage. I went for the... Well, no, not the second time. Well, and the second time my storage was also up. So I had to clear the storage and re-go for it again. And then only to find out that it didn't even record. So take 3. Where we left off, Hayate, leader of the Mugen Tenshin clan. He's a very by the books ninja. He follows the code of the shinobi to the letter. So much so to the point that he is also leading the charge to hunt down his sister. While he personally would never hurt her, he's also not calling off the hunt because she did break the shinobi code. Now, Ninja Gaiden 4, first things first, how are we going to amend this? We scrap Yakumo, and we make Hayate the secondary protagonist, while making Hayabusa the main protagonist as he should be, and bump up the amount of missions that he has. Make it a 60-40 split, 60% Hayabusa, 40% Hayate. Now, the way I imagine the story going would be the head of the different ninja clans approaches Hayate because it seems that for whatever reason, Hayabusa has gone rogue. So it goes off something like this. Hayate, leader of the Mugen Tenshin clan. We need your help. What is it you seek? We need you to hunt down Ryu Hayabusa. Hayabusa, you want me to hunt down Hayabusa. Why? We believe he intends to resurrect the Dark Dragon. Then clearly you don't know Hayabusa. He's the one who's defeated the Dark Dragon on several different occasions. The reason why we've endured the peace that we have so far from the Dark Dragon is because of him. There's no way he'd resurrect it. We have evidence coming from Kagachi, the DoD commander that we have watching the Dark Dragon priestess. And then at that point, showing footage basically showing that Hayabusa infiltrated the facility where Sayori was being held and kidnapped her, right? And then from there, Hayate would be like, if he's doing this, then there must be a good reason. Hayabusa doesn't do these things all willy-nilly. Whatever his reason is, we can't afford to have the Dark Dragon be resurrected. We need you to hunt him down and bring him in, dead or alive. No? Nothing? Not funny at all whatsoever? No? Haha? Okay. Anyway, from there, the game plays out relatively the same. With just a few added bonus chapters, especially for Hayabusa, because he's going to take the lion's share of what occurs in the game. But instead, you're just going to be seeing kind of like the aftermath of what Hayabusa did. Just really lean into the fact that he kind of went rogue. And we're just trying to figure out why. Why is he doing this? How could he do this? And then at some point, you still run into Ayane, who's pleading on behalf of Hayabusa to have Hayate not hunt him down. Like, don't interfere, please. What he's doing is important. You have to trust him. They have their little... So Hayate runs into Ayane. And they have a little bit of a boss battle. Because Ayane wants to stop Hayate from pursuing Hayabusa, because what Hayabusa's doing is important. And because of the familial tie that she has with Hayate, being that, they're half siblings, she's pleading with him, please let Hayabusa do what he's doing. It's important. You have to trust that what he's doing is for the good of mankind.
And of course, Hayate, I have to do what I have to do. I do what I must by the code of the shinobi. Leads. Now, I would say the chapter prior to approaching the final shrine where you face both Alistair and Kagachi. This is when you have a boss fight with Hayabusa. And as Hayate, you do have to beat Hayabusa. And once you do, they have their clash and exchange. But then the story pulls back, we'll say about a month, where Hayabusa goes to Hayate and approaches him and asks him, I have a request for you, Hayate. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to hate it. What do you need? I need you to hunt me down. Hunt you? Why would I hunt you? Because I'm going to resurrect the Dark Dragon. Are you insane? You yourself sealed the Dark Dragon. Yes. And I did before the time before then, and the time before then. And look, the seals are weakening anyway, and he's going to be reborn. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep sealing him only for him to come back. It has to end. But why now? It's as you say yourself, the seals are weakening anyway, so why not just do it then? Fact of the matter is, I'm getting older. At some point, the next time I might not be strong enough to end the Dark Dragon. I might as well do it now while I know I'm capable of doing it. But what makes you so certain that you can end this once and for all? What do you know that you're not telling me? Sayori, the Dark Dragon Priestess. She told me the last time I sealed the Dark Dragon. There's only one way to do it. And you need the Dark Dragon Blade. She has the power to revive the Dark Dragon and reforge the Dark Dragon Blade. Once I use that in tandem with the Dragon Sword, I can destroy the Dark Dragon once and for all. But I need time. I need you to hunt me down. Because the other clans are going to come after me anyway. I need you to buy me time from the other clans so I can do this. They trust you. If they know you're on the case, they won't act this quickly. Hayabusa, by the Shinobi Code, I have to stop you. I know you do. But just give me time. That's all I'm asking for. Fine. I'll slow them down. But if you fail, or if it looks like you're not going to be able to do this in a reasonable amount of time, I'm going to have to come after you full force, and I'm going to have to end this. I won't fail. Ryu, I won't fail. Now, from there, the game plays out almost similarly to how it was previously, but this time, now you're seeing all the chaos that Hayabusa caused. So the aftermath that Hayate saw, now we're firsthand causing that mayhem as Hayabusa. Now, fast forward back up to the boss fight between Hayabusa and Hayate. Now this time you're fighting Hayate as Hayabusa. And at the end of that boss fight, Hayate pretty much says, you're almost out of time. Whatever you're gonna do to end this thing with the Dark Dragon, you need to do it now. Otherwise, I have to stop you. To which Hayabusa responds, we're almost there. We just have to release the last seal. And then we can revive the Dark Dragon. And then I can finish this. And to which Hayate would respond, I'll buy you a little more time, but that's it. Get it done, or that's it. Or it's a wrap. Now, from there, you continue on as Hayabusa. Now you reach the chapter where you fight Kagachi and Alistair. You know, Kagachi has an interest in fighting Ryu because him as a samurai, he wants to test his mettle against the legendary super ninja, and he has a duty of making sure that the final shrine, the final seal, isn't broken. So they have their boss battle, and then it still plays out the same. Alistair reveals himself. Sayori is killed, even though that, fatally wounded, even though that was the goal anyway, because she needed to die in order to revive the Dark Dragon. But instead, she uses her blood to start reforging the Dark Dragon sword, while Ryu fights Alistair. And when she's done, she throws Ryu the Dark Dragon sword. He uses that to kill Alistair. Sayori dies. The Dark Dragon is revived. Ryu is a bit remorseful, but he's resolute in finishing the Dark Dragon. So now you can add a chapter in getting you familiarized with using the Dark Dragon Blade. Have it has its own unique moveset, so it's not, identical to the True Dragon Sword. And, it just pains me that this being a game that for the first time since Ninja Gaiden 1, the Dark Dragon Blade had returned, and Hayabusa didn't get to touch it. Nah. We're not having that. So yeah, a dedicated chapter to you familiarizing yourself with the Dark Dragon Blade, with its own unique moveset. Hayabusa goes to confront the Dark Dragon, and it plays out pretty much the same how it is in the main game, except instead of using Yakumo, you're using Ryu. Now, where it differs is when he becomes the Dark Dragon Phantom. Now, instead of it looking like Yakumo, you can make it look like Ryu, but I prefer an original design. Or you can have him borrow Kagachi's look. So almost like a impromptu round 2 as such, except he's more powerful and he has more diverse attacks. Now, in this first phase, you're using Ryu with the Dark Dragon Sword. You can still switch your weapons or whatever, but primarily you want to use the Dark Dragon Sword. He holds his own. He's pushing back, but eventually the Dark Dragon overpowers Ryu, knocks him out. Now, you can transition into a new chapter and have Hayate come in, and now he picks up the fight against the Dark Dragon. Now, being that he doesn't have the True Dragon Sword or the Dark Dragon Blade, he can only do but so much. But he holds his own while Ryu is, regaining his composure. But eventually, the Dark Dragon does push him out. Now, for the final phase. Once Hayate is knocked out of the arena, Hayabusa comes back. This time, dual-wielding both the Dark Dragon Blade and the True Dragon Sword. This is probably going to be the hardest phase of the fight, but, dual-wield Dark Dragon Blade and True Dragon Sword? I mean, come on! That practically wrote itself. Either which way. So, we go through the boss fight. You beat the boss. Ryu does his sexy, dismantling of the Dark Dragon Phantom with both the True Dragon Sword and the True Dark Dragon Blade. And he defeats the Dark Dragon. Permanently. The Dark Dragon is dead once and for all. Sky City, Tokyo experiences daytime, normal toxic rain, and the Dark Dragon Blade disappears because it's been purified. Now, here comes Hayate, walking up to Hayabusa as he just stares off into the distance, looking at the clear blue sky. Just, you actually managed to do it. And then he just responds in Hayabusa's, just, Do me a favor. Try not to drag me into any more of your shenanigans. Kind of like a tongue-in-cheek nod to the fact that Hayate has never been involved in any of the Ninja Gaiden games. And then for the first time in Ninja Gaiden, Hayabusa laughs, but not some out-of-character... No, come on. Let's be real. Just like a simple... just to show that for the first time ever, he's relaxed. To which then Hayabusa just casually responds, "Don't worry, I don't intend to do anything like this ever again. My only focus now is to try to prepare the next generation to take over. Make sure that they're ready to protect the world when it's needed." And of course, they will look at him incredulously like, Hayabusa? Me, Hayabusa, talking about retiring? Okay. He's like, yeah, you retiring? No, that'll be the day. No, I'm serious. I'm not retiring today, of course, but it's like I told you before, I can't keep doing this. Someone else is going to have to take up the mantle, and then there's this kid I've been watching. Yakumo, I think his name is. I see a lot of potential in him. And I think he will be the one to inherit the Dragon Sword once I'm ready to pass it down. To which, Hayate just nods like, alright. Well, best of luck to you. Oh! Shout out to Ryu's voice actor, the Japanese one. He's amazing. They bump fists, and that's how the main story ends. And then you can follow up with a post-credit scene showing a young Yakumo looking at the Dragon Sword. He wants to, you can see in his eyes that he wants to wield it. And then Hayabusa comes up behind him. One day you'll take up this sword and protect this world. But first things first, you need to train to be ready for that day. Let's go. And that's how it closes. Now, total aside, before we close this out, I fully recognize that the purpose behind Yakumo is to carry the Ninja Gaiden series forward. But here's the thing. Ninja Gaiden 4 comes in 13 years after Ninja Gaiden 3. So the biggest draw of Ninja Gaiden 4 was that, oh man, after over a decade, Hayabusa is back. Everyone was excited for Hayabusa, so to relegate him to a side character, not barely that, a guest character, it hurt. It hurt because that was the main excitement for Ninja Gaiden 4 being announced. We got Hayabusa back. But if your goal is, yes, we need to transition to a new character and to, move the series forward. While I don't agree that you need to, I'd much rather you just not bring the series back. But if you feel you could tell a good story, if you can grab people the way the original did with this new character, the best thing you can do is, and this is the goal of me amending the story, is to give Ryu a proper send-off. Make Ninja Gaiden 4 our farewell to Ryu, and let him be the one to finish his old enemy. Now that way you could ease us into this new character. And then if you want to have the same personality that Yakumo had in Ninja Gaiden 4, at least we can now see where it's coming from. Because, hey, since we don't have a Raven clan, he's just another member of a clan that Ryu decided himself to train. Now we can see, oh, well, being that Hayabusa is the one who trained him, he's probably feeling himself because I was trained by the Super Ninja who not only defeated the Dark Dragon multiple times, he found a way to end the Dark Dragon once and for all. Of course I'm the greatest. And then you have Ninja Gaiden 5 being the humbling experience to show why Ryu's so humble, so stoic, why he doesn't get emotional. Even though Dead or Alive kinda covered that, but that's neither here nor there. Yakumo would need that experience. But Yakumo at this point will be more digestible as a character versus how he is in Ninja Gaiden 4, because he literally came out of nowhere from a clan we've never heard of up until this point, and he's supposed to be comparable to Ryu? No, he has to earn it. He needs to earn it. But anyway, that's all I got for now with how I would amend Ninja Gaiden 4. So I'm going to pose the question to you guys. How would you amend Ninja Gaiden 4? What would you do differently? And if you want to keep things the same, you can put that down in the comments below as well. But just say why you would keep things the same. And hell, how would you amend what I amended? Because maybe I didn't quite hit the mark with my idea. Maybe I was onto something and I just missed it. And maybe you have something that you would have done better from what I would have put out. Again, put it in the comments below. My only request, please be civil. You don't have to agree with anyone's opinions, but you can at least respect the person that made the opinion. Attack the opinion, not the person. Let's be kind. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Now, I have some unfinished business.
I want you to know that I'm going to find a factory that you were made. I'm going to find the assembly line that you were put together. I'm going to find all the machines that had a part in assembling you. And I am going to fuck and come all over the gears so it can never make anything ever again. Yes, that's right. I'm going to fuck your mother to death. Piece of shit.
Yeah, take it, bitch.
This is what you get for creating that spawn. Piece of shit.
What? I had a promise to keep, remember?